Good time of day. No, I'm.
You try that again. You messed it up. I'm leaving this in as punishment.
Soiled it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Srdbags, the only podcast promising to record their future episodes from the bottom of a Mariana Shreds. Joining me today is my usual co-host and friend, William SRD.
I am William SRD, and I gotta say, the Marianas Trench, I've been looking into it. Real great soundproofing there. You don't have to worry about, drive-by traffic. It's great.
I really
it's fantastic.
I gotta get a new setup here for recording. I might do it in the Marianas Trench. We'll see.
Highly recommended.
Oh, and the space rent, it's so cheap down there.
Yeah, it's pretty much free. It's free real estate.
It really is free real estate.
Don't say that too loudly, or, capitalism.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Look, I'm not saying you should buy Mariana's Trench coin, but you should probably buy Trench coin.
But if you do, I do get 20% of all the proceeds.
Yes.
Wait, you get 20%? I get 40%.
Well, that's because I own the coin and I'm going to sell it all after, so you're actually going to get nothing. Yeah, it's like one of those rug pulls.
Also joining us today is my personal lord and savior, Jacob Crow.
Our first return guest.
Yeah. What happened to all the other ones, huh?
We scared them off. You're the only one who bird-brained us, so,
I'm still trying to get them back, but it's
That's
me.
The problem with recording in the Marianas Trench. Not everyone can breathe underwater, right?
Right? And today's sponsor for this beautiful episode is sent to Nori, one of our Patreon supporters. So thank you.
Yes, if you too would like a chance to be the sponsor of a pod, please. I guess if you're listening to this, you've already got the opportunity. We draw a name every episode from the patrons.
Well, this is a bonus episode. It's being released to the general public.
Oh, you're right. Actually, no. Yeah, so this is a bonus episode. If you too would like to sponsor the pod, then you can sign up on Patreon. Any tier goes in the draw.
Does that mean this is going on the YouTubes?
It does.
This is probably going on the YouTubes.
We are, this will be the first one in a while that goes on YouTube. So, Crow, you're public.
Oh my god, I'm scared now. I'm shivering.
Don't be. Well, that might be from the horrible, unspeakable things that live in the bottom of the ocean. But that's unrelated.
Yeah, the voices that speak from beyond.
Yeah, they're pretty quiet neighbors, honestly. They're very respectful when we're recording.
Everyone says here's the Call of Cthulhu, but no one ever asks how is Cthulhu.
No one ever actually calls Cthulhu to check in.
Yeah, no one calls him. They always listen to his call and no one calls him. Kind of fucked up. Just saying.
Absolutely. It's super rude.
I know, whenever I talk to him on the phone, he talks for hours, whispers dark things into my dreams. I don't know, man.
Man, I can't understand half of what that guy's saying.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. Speak English, come on.
Yeah. So we are specifically gathered here today for a purpose.
Yes, we are in fact here for a purpose today. So as stated above, this is a bonus episode to talk about our community event, which is we are playing Neverwinter online.
Yes, this is the second such event. We previously played DDO, but this pod didn't exist back then. DDO being Dungeons & Dragons Online, which is a very old and strange and decrepit MMO that is still around. And it's kind of weird that there's two D&D MMOs, but there is.
There is. The DDO was based off of Eberron 3.5. I played it when it first came out about 1.5 million years ago, to date myself.
Yeah.
And if I recall, Neverwinter is based loosely off of 4th edition.
Yes. Neverwinter has got all those 4E mechanics, and I gotta say, 4E was very video gamey, and it actually works pretty well as an MMO. It works way better than 3.5 did as an MMO.
Yeah, I think the thing that kind of sucked when we were playing DDO last time there's a lot of buttons and not all of them do anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of buttons that are like, wow, that's fucking useless. Why am I ever going to click that? And it's like, oh, but it's a new ability. And it's like, I'm just going to keep auto-attacking because it's just better than pressing these other buttons.
Well, exactly. I right now, with Neverwinter, it's like 6 buttons, and it's all great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I'm still learning some stuff. I see that I have some abilities that I think I can't tell if they're passive effects or if I like switch to them or something. But yeah, it's interesting.
In fact, in your character sheet, you can check those out. But I will talk to you about that in the actual game.
Sure.
So
yeah, we don't need to get into the nitty gritty of the controls and stuff.
Yeah. That's what the future video is going to be, right?
I'm probably not making a video on it because the thing I discovered when we were doing DDO, I was originally going to make a video on it, but in order to cover an MMO with the kind of thoroughness that I like to cover video games, I would need to sink like 200 to 300 hours into the MMO, which is just not like possible with my upload schedule.
It's a big time investment.
Yeah, so I just leave. Like, I could just do a first impressions, but that's just, like, not what I like to do. So I just leave the MMO reviews to MMO-specific channels. Josh Strife Hayes made a really good DDO video recently, so I would point people to there. But yeah, MMOs, for me, they're just a chance to hang out with the community.
Which has so far been really fun. It's been great actually getting to know some of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we had such a great community last time.
People.
Yeah. So, what are your guys' first impressions of the game? No jokes aside.
I'm actually... I'm liking it so far. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say I like it so far, and then you may go.
Okay.
It's good. Okay, moving on. I am a game reviewer. I am very smart. It's good game. Jacob, what's your take?
Incredible. Man... I want to directly compare it to DDO, right?
Yeah.
Because last time we were playing it, like, it's very similar, isn't it?
In a lot of ways.
There are a lot of similarities between the two, but
this one's more of an action MMO.
Yeah.
It is more of an action MMO, but it has the locked camera angle to where turns your character. It has like the what's it called? Like it feels very similar in how it plays, minus the fact that your abilities actually do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And like the quest structure is very similar. The what was another thing I thought was really similar? The way everything is instanced. Like there's
there's no like overworld.
Yeah.
There's just the little zones. Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't hate that, to be honest, but I'm not a big MMO guy. Before that, the last MMO I sank any real time into, besides Fallout 76, is RuneScape from 1 billion years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
RuneScape fan.
Oh, yeah.
Got a RuneScape fan.
I was a RuneScape fan back when... old school RuneScape was considered classic RuneScape, and you could only play that if you had an account when that was active.
See, I played when I was like 10, and not a day since.
How was it back then, if RuneScape players, huh? I've never played RuneScape myself. It just never interested me.
Had a bunch of fun because as a kid without a lot of my own money, it was a free-to-play game, and you could do a whole bunch of it while still remaining free-to-play.
Mm-hmm.
So I made good friends that way. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about community and all of that fancy jazz.
You learned what grinding is?
I learned what grinding is. If I were to return to it, I'd have a new master skill, which is when I'm grinding, I just put on a podcast, like the Srdbags podcast, which is conveniently behind a paywall on Patreon.
Yes.
Oh, wink.
Wink, wink. I know a great podcast if you've got $5.
Yes. I see. I'm great at this marketplace advertisement.
Absolutely. Oh my! We're just printing money right now. This is the money printing episode.
Yes. Oh, please support us.
By the
on
way,
Patreon.
let me really shill the Patreon right now. If you are playing Neverwinter online with us, you can have a yellow name in the Discord. That's right, a yellow name if you're one of my patrons.
Do tell us more about this Patreon.
I assume that there's stuff and things behind it, Will.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm not here to, brag about the value, but there's some good value. You gain access to, like, a bunch of my old notes and stuff and, like, printable game assets for that time I translated a, like, what was it, like a 400-year-old RPG into English and all that. That was cool. Oh, wait, no, it was
that video.
The 1,000-year-old RPG from Norman, England. That's the stuff I made, like, printable game assets for.
Rad.
Yeah, you get that on Patreon. You can print it off, play with your friends. It's cool.
That is stuff that even I don't have access to as just some weird co-host that you let...
as the co-host, I could just send it to you.
No, I'm not subscribed to the Patreon.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
That's true.
He's not allowed.
It's exclusive. You can have it, but not Austin.
Yes.
Austin doesn't even get a yellow name.
No. I've been meaning to talk to you. Why don't I get a name color?
Because you gotta pay.
It would be favoritism,
Exactly.
And also, he doesn't want to give it to you.
It's mostly the he doesn't want to give it to me.
Yeah.
But anyway,
back onto the topic.
Moving on, back onto the topic. So for the entire month of June, we're doing different community events over the weekends.
Yes.
Will, have you had any of those plotted out? I think I remember vaguely
the first one is. The first one, every time we do one of these, is the same because it works in basically every MMO, is we do a fashion contest. So everyone just, holds on to their coolest pieces of gear and stuff and just, tries to impress the judges over the weekend. We haven't picked a day yet, but that will be the first event.
Everyone knows that fashion is the true end game of every MMO.
Yeah.
A big truce. One of the actual nice things I like about this one, to talk about fashion and items, is every time you pick up a new item and you choose, I'm not going to wear this one, you can convert it into your gallery to just put it on as a layer.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool because I have this pretty dope-ass looking set for my half-orc barbarian. That makes me look like I'm a king, so
that's awesome. See, I need to play with all that stuff. I just got to the quest where we're like back in the city now, and they're gonna like teach you how the market works, and that's what I'm doing like right after the pod here. So I'll get to play around with all that stuff. And yeah, my inventory, I really got to clear that sucker out. So it comes at a good time,
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean. So the game has been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess speaking of the fashion stuff, can we talk about specifically Crow? What's your character's aesthetic, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
This is the one major event that has happened so far in the community that you can be part of.
I think I need to leave now.
No, you stay.
Yeah. So basically,
what's your character's name?
The aesthetic of my character. So I wanted to create a character with chat, and we were in a call. I think one of my moderators, Latula Sings. Latula's also here in the event server. Hey, Latula. I hope you watched today's episode.
Yeah. Hey.
Help give me some ideas. So we did an aged up version of if you're familiar with the My Immortal book, it is kind of a fanfic. It's kind of a shit post.
In theory, it might be totally serious.
It might be serious.
It's 50-50. Nobody knows for sure.
Yeah.
I like to think it's serious.
Yeah, so because of that, we tried to recreate Ebony darkness, and so we made that as our character. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the highlights correctly, and I tried to do the black hair, and unfortunately, the black hair doesn't get that dark unless you pick like certain variants. But then we weren't able to get it to be long enough. Luckily, Latula's kind of a scholar on this thing. She knows much more about this shitpost than I do. I mostly just remember it from Sorrow TV's and Internet Historian's video when they read through the whole thing, which was incredible. Like that.
Oh, you should read it. It's a time. It's a surprisingly good time.
Yeah. I read it as a child, and it was a thing that happened.
It's one of my favorite things on the entire internet, I must say. And anyway, after you did that, I had already made my character, and I realized that I had made this like little elven ranger dude who just, after you announced, or like I made this before you announced that your character was Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway. I suddenly realized that, oh fuck, my character looks like Malfoy. And
Incredible.
Then not long after I got a new piece of gear that like was like this black leather cuirass and shit, and I was like, oh no, I'm leaning in.
Hot.
There's no fucking preps in this guild.
Yeah,
not one single prep.
And that's good.
We need to go to we need to be the first party to actually like break into Barovia, and we need to protect Strahd from the preps.
Yes,
we understand him.
And then afterwards we turn on him because it turns out he's a prep too, you know?
Yeah, he's a prep in disguise.
Yeah.
We'll turn on him and be like, shut up, Snip. Professor Snip.
Just with constant grammatical errors throughout the entirety of our conflict. Evony no, Egigi.
Why are we doing? I thought it was dead, gang. I thought it was dead.
Never let a good meme die.
The name literally has immortal in it, Austin. It will never die.
Did you guys ever used to go on like Wattpad during that time?
I went on like well after, because I was trying to write serial fiction for a while to check it out, and I just kind of realized that Wattpad was not where I wanted to publish my serial fiction.
Dude, it was a hub of so much like content like that. Like so much like people making vampire books and all that stuff. What was it, like around like 2015, 2014, all that? My little sister, I knew about it because my little sisters wanted to like make those kinds of books. I'm not entirely sure how successful a lot of that stuff ended up being. I know that there were a lot of of these kinds of basically like Twilight fanfics that were being made on Wattpad, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because I think back around that time.
Well,
it's
so
like fucking wild. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it wasn't 50 Shades of Grey a Twilight fanfic on Wattpad that got like reskinned into a novel series and then sold.
Yep, as a movie, and made so much money and got the BDSM community all wrong.
Yep,
dude, they were. Not that I know or anything, but they were pretty up in arms about the whole thing. I've had a couple friends with very lengthy discussions about how it paints them as looking like a bunch of fucking psychopaths.
Right.
And it's kind of bad.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I mean, the entire thing about the BDSM community, as far as I'm aware, I'm not a part of a community. It's all really, really big on consent.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
there's a lot of safety rules that go into it. It's not just, yes, I am going to do whatever I want, ha 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 ha.
Dude, there have been court cases of really terrible things that have happened with people who don't seem to get that.
Okay, we should be careful. I'm just suddenly remembering that this is going to go on YouTube.
Yes. Oh shit.
Okay. Without too much description.
Yeah.
Then
we'll keep it high level.
There's a situation where a friend of mine, with one of her previous partners, had like chained her up in a basement, like without her consent, and basically like locked her down there for weeks. Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Yeah. No,
that's a crime.
At the time, not with that guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a crime.
Yeah, that is a crime. That's very criminal.
That is a crime. Like, that is not play.
That's a whole ass
no,
crime.
That was fucked up. Yeah. Like, that is jail. You go to jail.
Yeah, that's jail. They're you know.
The only bonds you're gonna end up with are fucking handcuffs because you're going to prison.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like, hey, you did it to me for a couple days. Now get ready for the long arm of the law to do it for you for way longer.
Yeah, like exactly.
It's absolutely fucking wild to me. But yeah, like the consent is a big. It's funny because a lot of people I know who are into like kink and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're also into D&D. There's a weird overlap between TTRPGs and kink.
Well, TTRPGs just seems to have like overlap with all sorts of kind of niche communities because like it's so much about like playing roles and being someone other than yourself. Like that's one of the things I really like about them, about the games, is that like they're so good for like self-exploration, and I think that in some ways doesn't get talked about enough. It's all like horny bard memes instead of the deep personal journey of self-actualization that the players themselves, not the characters, kind of go on playing these games.
Well, Will, what if your self-exploration is the fact that you are really just a horny bard?
Well, I mean, then I'm really happy. I'm really happy for the people who discover that, yeah.
I mean, like, I'm just saying. It's not me, it's not my life, but, if you want to be a horny bard, be a horny bard.
If there's any Jacob Geller viewers out there who are watching this, which according to my analytics, some of you are also Jacob Geller fans, which you have great taste. He did this whole video where like he was doing, or he like was trying so hard to be good at Sekiro that he just discovered like, oh fuck, this shit I'm doing with my fingers, I should have just been a musician. Oh shit, oh fuck.
Oh yes, and this in suit of perfection.
Yeah,
Sekiro is such a hard game. Oh my god,
I haven't played it specifically just because like it looks so like I want to try it one day. I just want to get really good at Souls-likes first.
Yeah, so as a big fan of From Software games, I'm a fake fan. I've only been playing since Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, fake fan.
Fake fan.
Yeah. Where's your copy of Kingsfield?
I don't have one. I know. I'm a fake fan. Come at me, bros.
He owns it. He owns his fake fanness.
Yeah, but I have owned everything since for the most part. And, Sekiro is just one of the harder games, and I've been having a bitch of a time getting into it.
You want to watch me be, like, really pro at what I do as like, a career? Watch me be like, it's so wild that Neverwinter has dodge mechanics, and therefore it is a Souls-like. See, I brought it back.
Yeah,
I brought it back.
Oh hell yeah! The Souls-like.
I brought it right back. We went all the way back around. It's a Souls-like.
Shit. Yes.
So it's an MMO with surprisingly robust dodge mechanics, which Austin probably knows nothing about because you've been playing a barbarian.
And then
I get a sprint button.
Oh, you get sprint?
You get sprint. I don't get sprint.
Yeah, you get a dodge roll, so I have to run out of attack range. Fighters, clerics, and paladins get a shield block.
I do some like I have got my like regular roll, and then I've also got like a fucking like as a ranger I've got like a fucking activate the Sandevistan move where I like jump backwards and fire off like 4 shots. It's great.
I'm just built different.
Shit, yeah.
I'm just constantly fighting my ranger's cyber psychosis. I love it. I actually find that like the package that rangers get for ranged combat's really fluid. We get like this whole separate bar of abilities for melee combat, and I just haven't used it at all because I just found that the ranged stuff is so fun. It's really good for dodging and all that kind of stuff, so I've never needed to rely on the melee stuff. I quite like the ranger package. I gotta say the class design is quite good in Neverwinter. Yeah. I'm satisfied with what I picked.
I've been having a shit ton of fun with Barbarian because I just hit tab and I get super angry. And my attack speed goes up and I deal more damage and my crits get better.
Oh, do you like build up rage over combat? Or
yes.
Yes, cool.
I do.
You got like a
a
resource to work with.
Yeah, so it's a meter that I get from using my abilities and just straight attacking, and then I hit tab, I enrage, and my attacks do more damage, which incentivizes me to do more attacks. It's actually pretty fun.
I feel like I'm not getting the same experience out of Rogue. Rogue weirdly has a lot of AoE attacks.
Interesting.
Like, I have one, like at least in the starter gear, like the starter abilities. I got something new where it's like a smoke bomb. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted more tricksy stuff. Maybe it's just because I played Guild Wars 2. Mm-hmm. And like you get a lot of really cool like tricksy little abilities where you get to re-stealth and do a bunch of like cool stuff like that. A lot of teleports and things like that. So like that's what I was expecting.
Right.
But then like my E and my R abilities are both AoEs. And yeah, I don't know. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I got one single target, like, backstab move, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And it just does, like, a bunch of damage, and that's fair. You know, like, sometimes you just need the ability that just does a bunch of damage. Tons and tons of damage.
Weirdly, it sounds like the experience you wanted to get from Rogue is kind of what you get from being a melee ranger in this game. Like we literally get we literally get like stealth ambush attacks as a ranger. I don't really know how they work yet, but yeah, it's really cool.
Now I want to play. I want to reroll now. Fuck.
I mean, give it a try. I mean, it doesn't take long to catch up to where we were. Do like a 2 or 3 hour thing. See if you like ranger.
I wrote Ebony's backstory already.
Oh, copy and paste, my guy.
Yeah. Okay, well, no, because then I'd want to make a different character. That's the thing, right?
You're right.
If I make a different character, they got to be a different character. If I'm going full D&D, I don't like remaking the same guy.
Yeah.
Something I do like to do though. I'm not sure if you guys do this. Like, do you ever like? I have a character, say like an NPC when I'm running a game, right? Mm. I'll reuse like recycle characters, basically. Like, okay, this is the voice that I used. These are the general beats of their personality. And then it's like, but in this campaign, it's like a different setting. It's like a different whatever. And I'm going to basically reuse like the character, maybe give them a different name, but they're functionally kind of the same, but with like a different plot. You guys ever do that with like some of your NPCs?
Well, as my group's traditional forever player, no, I do not.
No?
Yes, but I'm a forever player, so I don't get the option of having NPCs.
We have a very weird group where everyone's a DM except for Austin.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a damn shame.
But yeah, no, I've definitely
get you in there.
Yeah, that's what we keep saying.
I don't want to GM is a thing, so I'm comfortable where I'm at.
You know, comfort zones, though, they're famously something you should not stay in.
Fuck, he's using my own words against me. God damn it.
Don't catch me. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone.
Yeah. So let me just make sure I'm answering this right. So the question was, do I ever take characters I want to play and turn them into NPCs?
Yeah, that or like say this.
Yeah.
This is an example I could probably use. I had a character that I played in a Dice Goblins game, right?
Yeah.
I called him Valdez Gaskin, right?
Right.
The same character, almost beat for beat, but not an orc, I used in a Blades in the Dark game as an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, I basically took some of the same beats of like his character, the personality. I did the same I did the same voice when I was talking, like all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I would just like I used that for a different campaign in a different setting. Like,
yeah.
Do you ever like recycle NPCs like that? Is what I'm saying.
Sometimes, yeah. I try not to, but it does happen sometimes. You just end up reusing guys. Yeah. Honestly, I've got such like a long list of characters that I need to implement into different games at different times that like I don't usually repeat, but you know, it does happen.
I think like I used to think about it like it was something like, oh, like I want to try to avoid doing that. But I think like you said, you kind of end up doing that on accident when a character idea is kind of like really similar to one you had previously. And I think it's just one of those things to where you kind of create like a mimetic language between your players where it's like, oh, he's kind of like that guy. You know? So it helps them kind of get into it easier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Have you ever found like done one of your characters in a game and then like realized you kind of almost wasted the character and you wanted to use them somewhere different
all the fucking time?
Yeah. I had that moment with the last game that I ran, Agents of Edgewatch, which is a D&D or a Pathfinder 2e module, where the original party that was put together by the players didn't have a single melee character, so I was like, okay, let me just quickly just invent this little side character who will be like their tank, and he's designed to be the exact perfect DM NPC because he's stupid and doesn't say much.
The best kind of DM.
So his name was Dirk the Vague. He's an hobgoblin who never says anything and just never answers a question directly. And I realized, like, over the course of the campaign that, fuck, I wish I was just actually playing as Dirk the Vague.
like you're kind of like, man, I actually like this guy.
I would really like to play this character as an actual character that I would play sometime.
Well, maybe one of these days, Will, you'll get your chance if you truly
but then I feel
yourself.
like I've already wasted Dirk the Vague, and now I will never get the chance to use him.
Change him, right?
So
because like you'd get bored with it now because you already kind of fleshed out the character.
Yeah.
But now it's like, fuck, I wish I had that version of him.
Yeah.
Because like you'll remake him, but now you're gonna give him a different name. He's gonna have kind of like we were just saying with the mimetic language of having that same character before, right? Is like he'll be kind of like him, but he's not him.
Yeah.
And you wished you could have played the first one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so Will, the answer to that is you just find a completely new group who's never heard of Dirk the Vague.
Let me just earn my money again. I should have played Dirk the Vague in Neverwinter Online.
What is this Neverwinter Online? Is this some kind of big old community event?
It is a huge community event. So what else do we have to talk about with it? So story-wise, I guess, what do you guys think? I've just kind of been power questing and haven't really paid too much attention, to be honest.
I have no idea what's going on.
Can we talk about the graveyard, though? Can we talk about that fucking graveyard?
The Never Death Graveyard?
The Never Death Graveyard. You name your graveyard Never Death Graveyard. I wonder if it's going to be full of undead. You got exactly what you paid for. It's what's written on the tin. Why would you name your graveyard the Never Death Graveyard?
I'm imagining like a picture, Never Death Graveyard in the background, and two like guards from Neverwinter like doing the pointing soy jack emoji. Like, oh my god,
no, it's full of undead. What?
No, how'd this happen?
Oh no.
So yes, this is why we should be made city planners of Neverwinter. We will have a new name for the graveyard by the end of the week.
This is the highway. I call it Never Traffic.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
I prefer to call this graveyard the Super Dead, Always Dead Graveyard.
Yeah.
Never Alive Graveyard.
Well, I mean, we would just kill we would just solve all the city's problems with the powers of bureaucracy. We'd just be like, oh, zombies, sorry, this district's not zoned for that. Get the fuck out.
Yes.
I'm going to have to levy some major goddamn fines. Or better yet, we'll gentrify the zombie neighborhood.
Oh god! So
you're gonna gentrify the fucking zombie.
Yeah.
So, anyways, our next campaign that we'll be doing sometime is just going to be us as city planners in a fantasy RPG setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll use Electric Bastion Land. You know, it's like a giant city.
Yeah.
And then just like have it. Yeah, you're a bunch of city planners in this big dungeon city, and you're having to like organize where all the monsters go in different places. Yeah. And then the inevitable conflicts that are gonna come up from like the dragons moving in with the vampires, or you know, like the vampire district.
And the natural raid communities of just random adventurers ruining all of our shit.
Of course.
So delving into oh my god, they're like those you know, like how there's urban explorers in cities like Seattle and stuff. Like that's how they'd be like. They'd be like a bunch of annoying vlogging like urban explorers going.
We'll just be like, yeah, no one come in here because there's a giant hole and you'll break your fucking legs and you'll fall into the Underdark. And these adventurers are like, oh my god, you guys, we're just entering this abandoned house.
Yeah. They say it leads to the Underdark, so we're gonna find out. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And then the fucking house caves in.
Okay, gotta do like a campaign where there's like some wizard using like cantrips to vlog, and they're just like it's just like a fucking like Team 10 kind of shit, and you're like the
Is that dead body?
Yeah, you're like the actual fucking like city adventuring party, the officials who have to like clean up after these assholes.
Yeah, that'd actually be hilarious.
I'm honestly kind of excited for this campaign that we're talking about.
So, back to Neverwinter. I just one more thing I really want to talk about is so Neverwinter seems to be using milestone XP as opposed to regular XP, which means that we're kind of just like power leveling at an astonishing rate to get to endgame. And I think within this month, we're pretty easily going to be doing some kind of endgame content, which I didn't think was going to happen. We might kill Strahd. We might kill Strahd this month.
That is the plan. I've been clocking in at about 12 hours of gameplay so far.
Yep.
And I'm about level 14. I don't know what the max level is.
It's probably level 20. I haven't actually checked. I just assume it's level 20.
It probably is. Again, I'm in the same boat. I haven't really looked, but, it's been going pretty fast. For anyone listening, because it is milestone, get on your mount and just avoid all the mobs. You get nothing from it besides occasionally a couple like gems and stuff, but nothing really worth it.
Yeah, and you get more money from the quests anyway. See, this is another thing that like I don't know how I feel about it. Because it's interesting to be able to get lobby players to the part where they can do all the fun content as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time shouldn't more of the game be the fun content then?
I do feel like the game is kind of in a rush to get us to end game, like that's where the real game starts. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
That is one of the issues I've always had with most MMOs is all the good stuff is behind the end game content, and if it's all behind the end game content, why not just make that the main content of the game?
Yeah, just like start us there. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I feel
why do we have to? It feels like you're embarrassed about how you used to do leveling in your original version of this game.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been like, I know it's been like 11 years since it came out, or oh my god, 2023 came out 2012, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like, I understand, like you want to get the ball rolling, but like I've seen other MMOs find solutions for this, like Destiny 2 did the New Light thing, Warframe did the whole Awakening thing, to where like, let's just cut it out then. Let's just get to the part to where you can start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and
make it so it's optional to do the old content.
And like that's one of the things that people have liked about Final Fantasy XIV is that it's the kind of MMO where the game starts from the second you start the game. It doesn't start when you hit end game; it starts right from the beginning. And Neverwinter feels like one of those games where the game starts when you hit level cap.
That's kind of how WoW feels too, right?
Yeah,
like that's something that kind of phased me out of WoW every single time I end up coming back.
Yeah.
There's a new X pack. It's like, oh, I'm so excited. You guys did all this like really cool stuff. And then it's like, oh, fuck, I have to level.
Yeah.
And then level is like,
it's a boring grind.
Leveling, they made the leveling like better sometimes when there's like a story going on in the areas. Like the newer leveling is more fun because like regions will have like their own quest lines and stuff that actually have like story stuff going on. It's usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like when that happens, leveling's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when it doesn't happen, like older WoW, it's like I just want to get there already so I can do all the dungeons and do all the raids and do all the stuff that's actually like interesting that progresses the plot.
See, and with WoW, like it really hurts because like I played back in Vanilla WoW a bit, and Vanilla WoW wasn't like that. Vanilla WoW, the whole game was the game, and the leveling was such a community. So like every time I play World of Warcraft now, like the modern stuff, I don't know, they try and power level you, and like I get that the fun now is in the end game. I miss those days when it wasn't like that. And I
was in Barrens for like months.
Yeah.
You know? Like I was there for months, and it was
absolutely
fun, like
it was the
talking
best.
with people and all that.
That's why like Barrens was Barrens is like the great melting pot of the internet, really.
Yeah.
Everyone
the
was there.
Room.
Everyone who was everyone was in the Barrens.
God, man, Barrens chat was just filled with the most simultaneously the most insane, wholesome, and helpful and non-helpful people all at the same time.
Yeah.
We never would find Mankrick's wife.
Never.
Like, Mankrick's wife never existed. I never found her. I had that quest until I was level 60. I never found Mankrick's fucking wife.
Well, that's the problem. You know who would have found Mankrick's wife? Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Chuck Norris would have found her.
Oh, man.
The old days.
That is an old fucking meme.
The old memes. See, subscribe to William SRD, where my humor is as stale as my memes.
Ancient and should remain in the past.
Yes, exactly.
But Chuck Norris will never remain in the past. He's ground kicking the future.
I'm not sure if I don't think it was in Vanilla. I want to say it was in Wrath. Do you guys remember when there was another stupid fucking Warcraft meme where when you could link your abilities in chat?
Yes.
And then people start saying anal, and then they like they click their ability, and it'd be like anal rupture, anal sap, like anal.
I remember this very well.
They just spam general chat with this.
Yeah,
and it lasts for like 2 to 3 hours.
Oh yeah, someone would post one thing, and then it would go on for hours and hours. I remember the thing that just drove people out of their minds at the beginning of Wrath, when like people had started to discover early internet irony, but not everyone had discovered it yet. So like you'd get those occasional shit posters who were doing like halfway modern shit posts, and then everyone would just lose their fucking mind with like, do you remember the fucking Xbox 360 meme?
Oh, which one?
Why do they call it an Xbox 360? Because when you see it, you turn 360 degrees and walk away. And like,
oh my god!
And then fucking chat, or like the entire chat of people, like someone would post that in Wrath of the Lich King, and then just the entire chat would be just a fucking flame war for the next hour, as people who didn't understand the joke just had just an absolute rage attack over it.
Did you guys ever learn how to talk to Alliance? I remember reading some guides.
I think they patched it out partway through, but it was a thing very briefly.
Oh, right, because there were people who were typing the N-word in there. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, well, now I'm really glad I never played WoW.
However, from that very brief period of time, the internet got the phrase "kek."
Kek was fucking great.
Yep.
I remember going in Shatrath just to like fucking just to like laugh at Alliance and shit, and just see from the other side, because my little brother and I think my older brother too both play Alliance. So if we ever like had opportunities to like play with each other and just like be leveling but not really be, because you can't be in the same group. So you just be like hanging out and just like fucking trying to decipher the language together. Kek was one of the greatest discoveries, though. I'm glad Kek remains.
Yeah, Kek is here to stay. Good old top Keks.
I knew how to type "me love you," I think.
Right, I remember that one was popular too. I feel like you couldn't say everything using the weird language, but yeah. I remember and this was like so long ago that like even the wikis and stuff and like what's it called, like Wowhead or whatever didn't exist yet, or if it did, most people didn't know about it. And like there was the rumor that like as a Horde person you could learn the common language, and I remember just like so many of us in general chat for hours trying to figure out how to, well, like what quest do I have to do to learn how to speak Alliance?
Dude, I legitimately believed shit like that.
Yeah.
That there'd be some way to have like a neutral language you could use to communicate. Because like, honestly, I don't know why we still don't have that as a thing.
It's trash talk.
Yeah, I guess it's like, at first I think the reason why was because they wanted to have the language barrier be like a thing. But nowadays it doesn't make any sense because like straight up in cutscenes, they'll be talking to each other in common.
Yeah.
Like everybody's talking to each other.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's weird. And it's like, okay, I guess the reason why they kept it is because they realized, look at League of Legends all chat or like team chat.
Yeah.
And they probably don't want that happening.
It's true. Yeah. I see. I think from what I remember that like the original World of Warcraft beta had it so that you could speak both languages, but they specifically added Orcish in as a language because there was too much trash talk. So I think it has always just been a trash talk problem is why they separate the factions.
Yeah, it's kind of weird too, because isn't there a thing where you can do like a mercenary queue nowadays?
Yes.
Where like, yeah, I saw that recently because my dad still plays. And like you can do a mercenary queue to where it puts you on Alliance if you're Horde, or it puts you on Horde if you're Alliance, if they're missing people to fill out for PvP.
Yeah. I tried that out when I briefly got back into it, and from what I remember, there seems to be like there was kind of this culture of like you hate the people who do that. Like if you find out someone's there as a mercenary, you're mean to them.
Yeah, you see a blood elf on the Alliance, and you shit talk them.
You slash spit.
What? I mean, I figured you just do that to an elf as a regular rule of thumb, but that's because I don't stand
Get a
elves.
macro for that.
Oh, by the way, speaking of macros, Neverwinter Online macros, I have tried them out a little bit, and I have confirmed, because I have a dog companion now, that Neverwinter Online, you cannot pet the dog. Or at least I have not found a way. I've done /pet/pat, I've tried everything. I know. You cannot pet the dog.
Worst game of all time. Can confirm.
I know. It's terrible, really.
All right, well, it was fun playing Neverwinter with you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna find a new game for
Neverwinter's for preps.
Yeah,
fucking preps. You can't even pet your goddamn dog.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm done with this game.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible game. 10/10s, do not recommend. I'm gonna send
0 out of 10.
Yeah. Again, if you cannot pet the dog, is it really a video game?
It's not. It's definitely not. It's just if you can't pet the dog, it's just a walking sim.
Basically,
Pretty much, yes. Can't
and the
confirm.
less dog patting there is, the more walking sim it becomes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the logical extreme of this joke, and if you can't pet the dog enough, then the game becomes... I don't know. What does it become?
What's a bad game?
What's a bad game?
What's a bad game?
What is
like just holistically bad, you know?
What is a bad game, guys?
Answer it in chat. What is the worst game you could think of?
Do we have a chat?
Boom, 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 boom. It's gonna be posted on YouTube.
Yeah,
shit. Post it in the comments.
Let us know. Yeah,
yes,
comment section down below.
What is a bad game?
So
when you're done spelunking in the dungeon in your Urban Explorer with your Urban Explorer outfit.
Yes.
Post what is a bad game in the comments below, and leave a like and subscribe.
What do you guys think about the monetization in Neverwinter Online? It seems like it's going to get a little annoying.
There's a fucking main quest that tells me to buy something. I'm already mad.
Yes. Yeah. So that is, in fact, a bit of a problem. I haven't had any real encounters with monetization besides the one quest, besides the fact that I've picked up about 3 tons worth of fucking loot boxes that I can't open unless I spend real money on keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does like kind of rub me the wrong way. It reminds me, I used to play a lot of combat arms, right?
Right.
And something that would happen back in those days is you'd get these black high-sec boxes. You'd get them as rewards for doing for playing games, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the gray ones, you can open them with gray keys, and everybody can do that. But sometimes you'd get rewarded black ones, and black ones could only be opened with, you guessed it, paid keys. That would cost like $5 a piece,
which is always a bad thing.
Yeah, so you were always out of gray cases because you opened all of them, and then you had 100 and something black cases sitting in your inventory that you couldn't open. You know?
Yeah,
like shit like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If I remember right, I could be confusing with different games, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
It sounds likely. I mean, I myself, I've always been a fan of you should be able to earn everything in a game because, well, I mean, I'm spending money on this game. Well, no, shit, this is a free
this case,
game.
No. Yeah,
like,
as a free-to-play game, I understand that they have to do some monetization. It's just, when it's loot boxes is the monetization, that never feels good.
Yeah. You know who actually did this in a way that I didn't mind, weirdly enough? I actually liked how League of Legends did it.
Interesting. Like, controversial statement.
I know.
Oh, where you just, like, you pick exactly who you want and you buy them?
Like, well, not just that, but, like, when you get those cases as rewards, you can actually get keys just by doing good in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you can get one case for an S rank on every single character, and then you get keys just by getting honored.
Yeah.
And then, like, you just basically can open them, like, after, like, a couple hours of playing, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or a couple days.
Which is always good. I mean... Yeah, I'll be honest,
It's still fucking loot boxes. But, like, you know...
Yeah, if you can earn it in-game, I have less of an issue with that, or if you want to spend real money on something, you know.
And also, I can get all the champions without these cases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can get all the champions, and so basically it's just a way for me to be able to get skins without having to pay for them.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm more okay with that. Like, if you want your monetization to be around skins, I like the idea of being able to still be able to get those skins in-game. Like, I think HUD Showdown kind of works in a similar way, where, like, you can get the blood bonds you can use to buy skins.
Right.
And you can get most of the skins with just blood bonds, and you get them just from playing. Like, you get them from you can actually find blood bonds in the level and pick them up and loot them. And as long as you can escape with them, then you can get them as loot.
Right. Yeah. So a point is, essentially, to all our listeners right now, you can and should play Neverwinter online with us for free, and you should avoid spending money on the game. We'll only be playing for a month, so do not spend any money on the game. If you must spend money on cosmetics, it should be to support me on Patreon and get a fancy yellow name in my Discord.
Yes.
Oh.
Now that's the cosmetic you should pay for.
Absolutely. I cannot confirm that it'll give you bonus points in any judging rounds, but I'm not saying that.
If you buy it, if you get the yellow name, your chances of winning increase by 3 times.
It's true. It happens.
It is true.
It's one of those...
we actually throw out your ballot if you don't have a yellow name.
That is not true. It's just we mark it in not yellow and we put it back in the raffle bowl until we get a yellow name.
We don't advertise this publicly usually, but if you're subscribed, you actually you just get to take my whole channel home with you. They don't tell you this. They let you do it. You
have William SRD at home.
I
God.
wish I had more SRD at home.
That would be nice.
Yeah, you get the whole SRD in the Creative Commons.
Oh God, no!
Home with you.
I can't believe Wizards of the Coast did this, uploading the entire SRD to the Commons, and now I can't copyright any of my work.
How does it feel to be a public asset?
Stop doing it, please. That was like my one Twitter post that almost caught on. Was just me screaming that I had been uploaded to the Creative Commons. The only time I've ever been successful on Twitter. It's a hard website, man.
Times. Dude, posting is hard.
Posting is hard,
though. It is fucking art.
Some people are really good at it. I feel like I'm a good poster on like Discord and like stuff where I'm like interacting with people more, but like trying to just post on Twitter is like a whole different skill set and not one that I'm necessarily good at. I'm pretty good with YouTube, I think. I like to think I'm good at YouTube. Twitter, not so great at it. But still follow me on it. Still follow me on Twitter, specifically
that doesn't
because
mean not follow me.
Let me say this: the reason that you should follow me on Twitter is so that I can ratio Crow more.
Fuck you.
No, I do not ratio Crow more. He is my lord and savior.
Yes,
he is the only reason why I keep going.
But have you considered
wife
ratio?
No.
Oh my god! I can't get him out of here.
Fucking shadow realmed the both of you.
I'm just gonna click mute on William here because that's a thing I'm allowed to do. Will, can you give me more power?
Ratio.
I'm not. I'm asking.
No, you can't do that. You did it twice. No.
Well, my power knows no bounds.
Crow, I think I need a new job. Can I come join you?
Yeah.
Okay.
My profits have been down ever since I got ratioed.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be unpaid. You know?
Honestly, this is basically unpaid labor, anyways. So you know,
it's just more. It's just more fucking worker exploitation.
Yep. That's I guess that's where we'll end it is on exploiting the labor of everyone around me and then ratioing them.
Yes.
Seize the means of posting.
Seize the means of posting. That has been the People's SRT bag. You've been great.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. And come play Neverwinter online with us. Again, please don't spend money on the game, but come play with us. And we've said some bad things about the game, but I mean it. Come play with us because the real fun's the community in these events. Really, none of us like DDO, but we sure really liked having a community that played DDO. That's really the fun part. So come play with us. Come join us.
Big truths. Yeah. Big truths. I mean, I'll be playing most of the weekend because my game got canceled for tonight.
Yeah, mine too. What a coincidence.
Huh, that's weird.
More Neverwinter time.
More Neverwinter time. All right, cool. Well, we'll
watch Cool World later.
No,
shit. You're not supposed to say that. That's a surprise.
That's a surprise. Yeah, the Cool World special. Anyway.
Yes, the Cool World special coming soon to. Oh God, no.
Yep.
Theaters near you.
Oh no, we don't get paid enough to put it in theaters?
Well, that's how we get paid, is we put it in theaters and then we make all the money back.
Oh yeah, that's how it happens.
Anyway, that's our show. We'll let Crow go to work because he's got to go do bird job. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night, guys.